Welcome everyone. We're back again for part E.
Episode 18, part E, the Shadow Universe. Yes. So let's continue, and hopefully maybe this will be very helpful for the people that still have in their lives the loved ones are functioning from this template. Maybe you have members in your family that are predominantly functioning from this linear timeline perspective still. And when you come in contact with them, because I am not talking about them, I'm not calling anybody an idiot or a retarded or anything like that whatsoever. I'm just referring to a template or a way of perceiving, which is a distorted perception, how it could happen and how it happens and why it happens. And that will give you a more profound understanding on what the people around you, the ones that you love, so yeah, what they are choosing, because some are really choosing to they choose this perspective. And then you can understand why, or you don't have to understand why, because you will once you step into fully into Starship consciousness, into oneness, because the Starship has just arrived. We have not been able to fully step 100% in this oneness, or unity awareness, because of the fact that we had to interact in this linear timeline more than we would have preferred. And it was just the way it was, but we knew up to now, but we knew that there was gonna be a point in our consciousness that we will be stepping from duality perspective into oneness fully, I mean literally fully. And once you understand that the template or the blueprint is coming from within your being, that there is nothing absolutely that you need to do. Not a thing, because this is how we function from within our being. This is the mechanism that we don't do this. We are this. We are this consciousness. We arrive here, so to call, at the date of your birth. Think of that as not a point in time, but in a point of when you brought that all that oneness consciousness, and how you express it into a template as the physical form of your body. And now you arrive at another point or another perspective where you know that you have expanded from that. Just by being here and living life and being life itself. And you're stepping now as a deja vu experience into that expanded version of you. So by taking this earth journey, by being it, by living it, by doing it, you arrive in your being at the point that you understand fully what does this mean, the expanded version of yourself, and how do you create expanded versions of yourself, how you create your body, how you create a blueprint, how you create a template, how you can create a whole entire cosmos on its own that's got absolutely nothing to do with anyone or anybody or any other perspective other than the structure of consciousness, because that always remains as it is, the three pillars. It remains, it's a constant that never ever changes, no matter what cosmos, what universe, what form, what body you want to come into. Yeah, maybe you want to just embody a plant or a rock for the next 100 years. You could do that. Yeah, it's lovely to be a rock, I think. You sit there, it's a rock.
As a rock.
Yeah, as a silent rock. Yeah, because it's an aspect of your being. You could also shift into that perspective, or you could create a timeline where you just sit like a rock and nobody knows that, and you could go visit that.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, and nobody knows you disappeared and you're a rock right now, because that's simultaneous living at its best. Yeah, they're not going to be looking for you thinking she went into meditation
rock.
and she's like sitting like a rock. Let's go find her. Yeah, because in one timeline you can manifest as anything you want, and another timeline, if it's of relevance to you, it's just like another room in your house. You see, think of simultaneous timelines like that. Just like linear timeline is another simultaneous timeline that runs parallel, that travels parallel or simultaneously, and that's why you're able to step in and out like that within 70 seconds if you have to deal with people that are anchored in that perspective, mainly anchored in there. You see? And no one will ever notice. And this is a very, I am presenting it to you because I have these questions that people ask me. They say, will my 3D linear timeline version of myself go on and live its a lifespan without me? Meaning without me having to place my consciousness in there, without me having to step in it and make it my main focus. And my answer is absolutely yes. Yeah. Because that is a version of yourself that is not going to disturb. It's going to remain there so as not to disturb that journey of a linear timeline with your loved ones in there. People think they get divorced or they separate and they go somewhere else. That's not, folks, that's not how things happen. You never leave anyone. It's an illusion. I know you understand what I'm saying. Yeah. And you're gonna notice, so you don't go into this limited kind of perception that you leave one another, or you hurt one another by separating, by misunderstanding. You don't. And this is the beauty and the magic of who we are. Perceiving yourself simultaneously in the timelines that are of relevance to your journey as a soul. As a soul journey. Like I said, we are stepping into soul journey, soul consciousness. Okay, go back to we can finish the linear timeline perspective and the duality template, and step fully into simultaneous timelines after this one. Yeah? Okay, so let me go to the drawings. I have to remember to switch my phone. I'm gonna go this way.
Way.
Yeah. And I'm gonna put my phone on the okay. This. Bring it back. The drawing. Where am I? What are you guys seeing?
We are seeing the lily or the bird of paradise.
Oh, you're seeing the bird of paradise, which I'm gonna share with you my experience with the bird of paradise drawing. Don't let me forget it, because it's very, very significant how it came into. Okay, so you're seeing now the drawing. I have to move here so you don't see the phone. What?
Oh, we can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so from the seed to egg, the two within the one is one of the episodes we have done in this series. And if you want to refer back to it, it will help. But what I did is I combined the drawings here. And that way you could see in comparison, yeah, in linear timeline. So in beingness, from blueprint, which is the living library, yeah, beingness perceives itself as template. You remember that, yeah?
Yep.
Now, what does this lack-based belief system or social engineer persona does? Yeah. It replaces the blueprint or the living library with mind. Remember, mind is a lack-based belief system. It's always talking about the absence of something, and then you got to do something about it. What is a belief? Because a lot of people try to go and change their belief system. They run into them and they run into their own belief system and they go, I got to rewire my brain. I got to go and do all kinds of things. Yeah. Belief system got nothing to do with your brain. Nothing. They don't belong to your brain. They belong to this program called mind. Yeah? In your being, you don't have belief systems. You have direct perceptions of self. How a belief comes to be a belief? It's just a thought that you keep thinking. So it has to do with your thoughts. It doesn't have to do with your being, you see? So changing your belief systems are not gonna do anything, because you're just gonna change your thoughts, which got nothing to do with creating your life, you see? So now, how, because I said in the last broadcast that maybe you will come into the mirror of yourself, and then you're gonna discover that you have belief systems that no longer serve you. So now you understand what they truly are. They're just thoughts that you keep thinking about. That's all they are, and they have momentum, but they don't have a life of their own. They don't create your reality. Yeah, they create a fake reality in a mirror, a reflection. You see? So this social engineer persona thinks that the blueprint or the living library is the mind, a set of belief system. This is how it perceives itself as a ghost, as a reflection in the eyes of the others. You see? It doesn't even realize when it meets in a mirror that it's looking at itself. It still thinks it's looking at others. It's just a very, very, very weird character altogether. Yeah. So then, because it perceives itself as a ghost, it's understanding. Remember in the seed to egg, the two within the one, how you would go from blueprint to template and then forward, and then you go from template to blueprint. Yeah. But they happen simultaneously. Now, this ghost doesn't understand that. It thinks it happens linearly. Yeah. That you go linearly and then you wait until you find out you're a man-made God. Yeah, thinks everything, he thinks it's linear. And then when it comes from the so-called it arrived at something, yeah, remember he thinks it's a God. And no others can understand it, so it gives the others homework. It said, go practice. He's a half-ass God. That's what I say, the demigod. That's why when you hear that people do astro traveling journey, yeah, it makes me look into it, because they say, I'm gonna get out of my body. They have out of body experiences, or so-called astro traveling. Yeah. And my question here would be, and I probably mentioned this to you before, why would you get out of the living library of the body of knowledge, a starship body, and go where? Doesn't even make sense. What this thing does, yeah, it says, I need to go out of my fucking mind. I can't stand myself anymore. Yeah, that's what it does. I gotta go out of my body because I don't even know what that is. Yeah, I can't stand my mind. I'm gonna take actually a break from my mind, and I'm gonna go into some sort of a escape mechanism called astro traveling or meditation or some kind of a practice. You see? And that's about what I have to say about astral traveling, because it 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 still brings it. That's the very thing that why would you think that you could get out of all that is and go where out of all that is? Like, how could that even be possible? Okay, so then let's go back. So this is what it does. So from template as a ghost, yeah, it goes back to the shadow universe, but it amplifies itself. Yeah, just like remember, we expand the living being. This thing makes itself more of a ghost. Yeah, and because it adds to a shadow of knowledge, you see, it thinks it knows something. Yeah. see? So, let me see something. What it does not know, and go back into this drawing, the two within the one is the two. The two. It doesn't even come to meet itself, yeah? Because it doesn't, okay, so it doesn't bring these two circles together, ever, 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 yeah? Why? Because it travels in time, travels like this, then it takes this circle, turns it around, it's a tension, I mean, yeah? But it's the same circle, it's because remember, the blueprint, the template is the feminine expression of the blueprint. So what it does, it just carries this mind, and turns into a ghost, and then it carries it, then it turns, and it still delivers it as so-called expanded mind or shadow of knowledge. So what it doesn't do is it doesn't meet itself. It doesn't bring these two together as we do it in self-awareness, yeah? When we have the contrast and they travel simultaneously, yeah? These two circles, when you overlap, become one. How does it become one and what does it do? Yeah, and it comes here and it meets itself, remember? What does it do? It goes in expansion. Do you remember the expansion?
Yeah.
See? It expands its understanding. How does it expand its understanding? Because it does, from our previous drawing, yeah, it overarches and it becomes a egg. Yeah, takes this seed of awareness, the blueprint and the template as the one, as a seed of awareness, the two within the one, yeah, and when it arches, remember how you drew the ellipse and how you laid an egg, egg in the womb of creation, yeah, it's then you have a baby, yeah, you deliver an egg. This retarded character, it does not lay eggs, period. I put another bahaha here.
Mhm.
You see, it doesn't even bring these two together. If you understand the arrow and simultaneity, it never does. Just doesn't do it. It keeps separate in duality. It never becomes the two within the one because it doesn't overlap in simultaneity of being. Yeah, it goes like this. Yeah, so it never lays egg. It's not like the golden egg that laid the golden goose that lays the golden egg. You see, it doesn't know. It keeps asking, what comes first, the chicken or the egg? And it keeps just going and never finds out the answer because why? The chicken and the egg happen simultaneously, folks. They have to be
Hey,
together. You can't
at
have an egg
last we got
without
the
a
answer to that one.
yeah.
Brilliant.
You can't have an egg without a chicken being present. Yeah, that means presence of being. You can't have an egg without a chicken without an egg not having a baby. You see? So what does it mean? It doesn't understand. It does not know. Yeah, it does not know the so-called overarching Remember how you arrive at an ellipse? Have you done this drawing? Unless you've done this drawing manually, I suggest that go back and do it because it does. It shifts you from linear timeline into oneness, yeah, into simultaneity of being when you do this drawing. Yeah. So this one, remember, it goes back and forth, back and forth. Yeah. Remember when we say it doesn't do this? It doesn't. Yeah. It doesn't do this. It misses the mark. Misses. How does it miss the mark? You're gonna see what I mean. It misses the diamond, folks. It misses the fact that it makes a diamond here. Yeah. It comes from here, and because it goes linearly, yeah, goes linearly. It doesn't make any diamonds. Because it just goes linearly. Look, look, look. Yeah. Then it comes back and it goes to this. Yeah. Linearly. But then when you go simultaneously, remember? The backward, the forward, and backward.
Alicia, yeah, could you bring the paper down a little bit? That's it.
Sorry. You let me know because I don't know how much when I go off the screen.
Down a bit more.
Okay. So what it does, because it goes linearly only, yeah? Doesn't come back this way simultaneously. Doesn't do the blueprint and the template is one and the same thing. Yeah. This is what it misses, folks. So first, comes in here, yeah. But look, when the backward and forward arrow time happens simultaneously, you have diamond here, have a diamond here at the end, as well as when you cross here and you meet yourself simultaneously. What else do you have? You have a diamond here. You have 4 diamonds. You see? Oh, you don't see me. Thank you for...
Sorry, pull up again.
Okay, so you saw the one here, how you arrived at these 2 diamonds?
Yes.
Okay, so now in here, linearly, you will never have this perception because you're missing your diamonds, you're missing your house.
Too low now. There we go.
Okay. This travels. You see? This travel backwards, so delivers a diamond at the end. You have to go to the previous diagrams, the 2 within the 1, to what I'm saying, because I'm just delivering here a summary. Yeah. So here's a diamond at the end. And then it travels. And there's a second diamond right there. You see that one? Yeah. Then here's the third diamond. You see that one? And then here at the end, you have a fourth diamond. So basically, this fourth diamond, there are one or two each end and one here in the middle when you have the egg. Yeah. And when you go into the structure of consciousness and you do the three pillar, it actually misses this huge big diamond. It misses it big time due to the linear timeline perception. You see?
Okay, 10 minutes left.
So what it misses here, the overarching, what do I mean by the overarching or bridging? Yeah, it doesn't overarch, it doesn't do this. It doesn't lay eggs, doesn't know how. Yeah, or bridge from belief system to knowledge or to know thyself. Yeah, due to the fact that stays in a linear timeline perspective. Yeah, it doesn't arch. And what I mean, if you ever ask yourself what an archangel template is, yeah, I mean the template of all the archangels that you hear about, Archangel Michael, whatever, you have a name for this archangel. The template for an archangel is this arching in consciousness. Yeah, this bridge in consciousness. You see, when you turn the seed into an egg, this overarching, yeah, this means the template of an archangel. So you have also in the structure of consciousness as the architect of yourself, you have this archangel template. And what does that arc or a bridge bridges you to the oversoul consciousness or to oneness. It bridges you from linear timeline into simultaneity of being, because you are meeting your belief system with knowledge. That's why I mean, don't go and try to change your belief system by doing mind games. Yeah, by people go there and trying to change. They think they go in their brain or mind and they change. What is it called? Reprogramming your mind. It's called. When you meet yourself in this knowledge, you bridge yourself. Yeah. You don't bring this belief system into this. You just bridge yourself to knowledge. You see? You have a bridge that takes you into your starship consciousness. Okay? And then you leave duality outside of the door. Okay. So now going back to what this thing, moving ourselves from back into stillness. Yeah? Because this knowledge, remember, all there is doesn't go anywhere. It stands still. Why should it go anywhere? Why should it go anywhere? It's all there is. It always meets itself as the God particle. No matter where it's coming, going, whatever, it still meets itself. Yeah? So it stands still in the storm. Yeah? In case you end up having part of your attention or part of your consciousness landing in this duality template, yeah, The stillness in the storm. See, that's why I called it. Stillness means you have knowledge that you don't ever go anywhere because why? You are omnipresent. Yeah. So when the social engineer persona gets stimulated, yeah, when it comes and it misses the mark because it goes like this synapse, never leaves it like, and the synapses in the brain, they have a point. They come together and they separate in stillness or in a void. They pause in the void. They pause in stillness in order to so-called integrate that, remember the transmitter and the receiver message from blueprint to template, to integrate that understanding and to ground it. Yeah. This character here, what it does is it cannot stand that silence, so it fills in this gap with spiritual practice, therefore overwhelms itself. Yeah. Until it burns its circuits out at time. All right. So one thing that I forgot to show you is here is like, it doesn't, or maybe I did. Did I show you that? That when it lays an egg? Yeah, I did. I did show you, yeah? That your consciousness, how you overact or how you breach. Yeah, this. Remember from the last 3 or 4, I don't even remember now, episodes we've done. Yeah. Okay. Orbiting inner being. Yeah. I don't know what this thing is, not orbiting anything. Just going in circles. It doesn't orbit against it, around its own essence, its own sun. Remember, beingness is the sun. It's the sun, your knowledge, the I am, that I know I exist. And then the blueprint and the template orbits, orbiting inner being. You could go and watch that episode again if you'd like to. Okay, so, oh my gosh, thank goodness. Before, so now you know when this character hits rock bottom here, it just misses the mark, you know how? Because it overstimulates itself. It just can't stand stillness. Can't stand still. Very busy, very busy. So it fills up this beautiful space in between two breaths, two thoughts. Yeah, there's a break in between two breaths and two thoughts and two feelings. If you follow the movement of consciousness, you could catch that. You go back to 0 point into the void and you take a breath, and that's when you expand. Yeah.
Okay, Felicia, we'll have to leave it there.
All right. Well, thank you. See you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye now. I'll leave you with that.